So by 4 and by 3, that's good enough to realize you kind of get, you have the impression it's possible they were definitely targeting the governor as well.
Yeah.
So it's possible that they were after the governor for some reason. Now, the governor of Colorado, who has a name that is Drake Morgan, the current governor of Colorado, who bears no resemblance to any past or present governors of our fine state, you've met the guy before. You know, he seems okay for Politico. He was definitely, very supportive of you guys after the whole Cheyenne Mountain thing. He is considered as possibly the front runner for the upcoming presidential race. So he's kind of visible on the national scene, right? But at the same time, I mean, he's not the president. He's the governor of Colorado.
So we got him to safety somewhere. Would it be possible to ask him if we assume that they were targeting him?
Mm-hmm.
Does he have any ideas as to why that might be?
Absolutely, you can talk to him. Do you want to? So they've still got him. Basically the state police have him in the basement of the ops room in the basement of the state capitol. Yeah. So you can go over and talk to him, or you call him up, or whatever.
I'll call him up. This seems like a reasonable.
That might not be a secure line.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Okay.
We don't know
you can go. So.
Okay, we'll hoof it.
Okay. So yeah, and you guys say, hey, we need to speak to the governor, and I was like, oh well, of course, you're superheroes, of course, So they kind of usher you down, and you get to see the big underground basement that I just imagine the state capitol having, because it's funny, The governor comes out, and he's loosened his tie to show that things are serious, of course, and he comes up and gives you all the big handshake and the big ring, for the camera. Thank you all once again for your service. I really hope that Ms. Magnetica and the rest of your teammates are all going to be fine. I don't know what would have happened if you all hadn't been there today.
We appreciate the sentiments, and thank you again for the award. It is our duty as well as our pleasure to serve and protect the people of Denver, the great Mile High City. But we have some
Colorado tourism.
We have some questions for you of an urgent nature, of course.
Of course, anything I can do for you.
So we noticed when the aliens were attacking, in addition to having interest in us, they seem to be interested in attacking or possibly, capturing or something you. Do you have any idea why that might be the case, or any background on this that would be helpful to us?
Well, I mean, I thought it kind of felt like maybe they were targeting me, but I thought I was just being egotistical. No, I can't imagine why they would have any interest in me. I mean, I'm just a governor of a servant of the people here in our great state, and he goes off on his, paid for by the Colorado Agency. My name's Drake Morgan, and I endorse this message.
Presidents or something like it to try to figure out if you think people are telling the truth?
Absolutely. Give me, if you have acting, you can use that, or a conversation. If you don't, just give me a presence roll.
Okay, I'm just going to give you a present. Presence by 5.
Okay, what'd you?
Acting by 2.
Okay, which is the same number because that's you're at -3 since you don't have the skill. He seems to be pretty on the low. He's definitely shaken, which is not too surprising. If an alien army showed up and tried to kick my ass, I'd be a little, He's definitely shaken, and more than he is letting on.
Okay.
But he's trying to keep a brave front and all that because that's kind of his job. But you don't get the impression you're not picking up anything beyond.
Okay, you don't get the impression that he expected this or something like that.
No.
Okay.
Or he's a really good liar.
Yeah, he may be. He is a politician.
Well,
okay.
Are we surrounded by his entourage right now?
Oh yeah. I mean, you're down in the kind of this bit. So there's a bunch of aides, and he doesn't have Secret Service, of course, but it's it's all the state police detail that's around him. Yeah.
I'm gonna turn to the folks in the room and say, Can we have the room? We need to speak with the governor of something that's a little bit above your pay grade.
So of course, that's we'll talk and there's like the little conference room off the side or something, and they go like, oh, of course, absolutely, and of course his you can tell his bodyguards are like, well, I'm not really crazy about this,
but they know they couldn't stop us anyway.
Well, yeah, they don't want to admit that to themselves. But, yeah. So.
Sir, we need you to speak as candidly with us as possible. If there's something we should know, if there's someone we need to protect, you, your family, you know that we are behind you 100%. And we just want to make this right. That little attack, that can't be all of it. There's got to be more.
It's interesting. He did not expect that. Yeah. So he actually looks like a little thrown off his game a little bit. He didn't quite expect that. He says, "Well, I thank you, Mr. Edge. That's very that means a lot to me to hear you say that. I've told you everything that I know. I hope that we can find out who they are and why why these aliens came here. I was hoping maybe you might be able to figure something out. So, is there anything I can do or anything that the state can do to help you?" And you definitely get the sense there that maybe he's just off balance because he didn't expect. He didn't seem a little shifty, but now he's like, he doesn't seem quite as polished.
Okay. Fair. Sir, if there's any kind of intelligence that you could get us, anything in space, anything national security wise, we don't need specifics, but if there's anything coming up on the radar, whether through the intelligence community or otherwise.
Oh, anything we have, I'll absolutely tell you. I think it's critical that we stop these guys. We're on the phone with DC right now, and of course I've been on the phone with Commander Bronson down at NORAD. We don't appear to have any information on this. We're trying to get a hold of some known aliens on Earth to see if they know anything about these rays. So far, all we've gotten is that they're called the Toroids. That's pretty much all we know. So.
And have you spoken with Ironclad?
Torians, not Toroids.
They look like donuts. We don't understand why.
Yeah, so as soon as I said that word out loud, it's like, that's not the word. I don't think that word means what I think it means. No, they have not been able to get hold of Ironclad yet. So.
Okay.
Okay.
What else?
Well, I think take our leave here. And I think pursuing the tech angle may be, and the observing space angle may both be productive.
My other question is, how do we want to approach the prisoners that we have? Do we want to just talk with them and turn them over to the state, or is this something where we need
Well, at this
additional
point, the state
containment?
has the state / the government. Mostly this is out of the kind of above the pay grade of the Colorado Army National Guard. No disrespect to them. So that's Primus, which is the super cops agency, is
Okay.
mostly taking charge of them. They're happy to let you question them. They have people that can do that.
Okay.
They're happy to let you continue to examine the tech. Although again, they have people that can do that, and Iron Main's going to keep looking at that. Your sense is at this point pretty much the entire United States government is focused on what intel can we get and what can we figure outside.
Okay.
So that angle seems to be pretty well covered.
Perhaps we should take the ship back in its return coordinates, but to make sure it leaves a trace so others can know where it's going.
Digital breadcrumb.
That would be fairly easy to do.
Okay.
Okay, I think taking the ship back has a lot of. That seems like the easiest
Yes.
potential.
But we need to question them first. I just
Yeah,
don't
we
know
gotta
what
find
leverage we have that we can use on the aliens. We don't know anything about them. We don't know what they value. How do we move forward with an interrogation on a creature we don't know what they
have
care
a distinct
about?
lack of good guy leverage here.
Yeah.
I'm sure somewhere we have a blowtorch, but we're not supposed to do that.
No, we're
That
not
would be a
going
little
to
out
do
of genre,
that.
yes.
Maybe I could go to talk to one and see what I can figure.
Yeah, you can certainly.
I can see if I can charm the pants off of these aliens.
Do they wear pants?
You're really not their type. That's
Yeah.
just so.
You're not nearly slimy enough or whatever.
You're the Captain Kirk of this world.
That's what I'm going to
That's right. For purposes of time, we'll assume that you've already tried to do that and haven't really gotten much out of them. Like I say, they're pretty much sticking to name, rank, and serial number.
Okay.
They all seem actually rather resigned.
Like it was a suicide mission.
Almost.
Even if we offer to take one back.
Do you offer that?
Sure.
See if it breaks something loose, sure.
First, do we know anyone that can read minds? Can you read minds?
I've been looking at my character sheet, and unless I'm
You
missing
do not have-
something on here, I
no.
don't think I can.
No, that's not one of your.
You know the super world?
Sure, give me a roll.
I made it by 2.
Yeah, there's a few folks you could call. Telepaths tend to swing more villainous than heroic, but there are certainly a few good guy mentalists that you could get a hold of given time.
Well, if we have to deal with a supervillain, is there someone that we do have leverage on that we could potentially?
I mean, say that you can probably find. I'm trying to remember. It's not Metallo, but there's a couple of superheroes that have
Okay.
that you could get a hold of.
Okay.
Again, given time. So.
Can they do their mojo over Skype, or do we have to be physically present?
That's awesome. I want to build that power now.
If I remember how mind scan works, I think they can still do it if they're looking. But the question is, are the minds foreign enough that it no longer counts as the same classification of mind?
Yeah, well, by the default rules, line of sight doesn't work through a camera. So unless they have
Right, but
something
I
else,
thought,
but yeah.
sorry,
But 1080p,
mind scan, you could hit mind scan on large regions,
Mm.
and if you know if it's a particularly unique mind, you get all kinds of modifiers.
You have to dial down. I mean, they could make it work,
Right.
but they could also get on a plane and come here. So,
Yeah.
I think we ought to get that in motion. Because
Yeah, let's
even
do it.
if we decide to just all hop on the ship and fly up to the mothership and do our thing, if it doesn't work, getting some information would be a good idea.
Yep. Great. What's the best way to get in contact with someone? Is that
the governor can make those calls, or you can call somebody. I'm trying to think of just in the Champion universe, but we'll just